Hello, welcome in. I don't know who that is. I came a little early. Hey, y'all. Happy Thursday, people. How you doing? I'm gonna put a little lip gloss on. Why do I have that? Share your referral. That's what's up. Welcome in. How y'all doing? I hope everybody doing their positive affirmations. Please tell me you're doing your positive affirmations. I came a little early because I have a meeting at 2. I don't know how long it's going to last. So I just upped it a little bit because I ain't going to be on it. But hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Happy Thursday. I hope everyone had a beautiful, all the mothers, all the mother figures. I hope everybody had a beautiful Mother's Day. I hope everybody had a beautiful Mother's Day. I had a beautiful Mother's Day. I did. But I know y'all see my title. That's better. Okay. Let me see. Let me delete that. Hey, y'all. Oh, what's up, people? What's up, people? I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Not too many minutes, but I'm going to give it a few more. How y'all doing? Just Is everybody having a beautiful Thursday? At least, I hope at least y'all having a beautiful Thursday. It's almost Friday, y'all. What do y'all have planned for the weekend? Now, look, I told myself that I was not going to do too much this weekend. It's my daughter's birthday, though, so I definitely going to send her some stuff. She said she didn't really have too much planned. She wanted to do a brunch kind of thing, but I've been going to Georgia a lot since I moved, and it's crazy. Like, I've been just going to Georgia a lot. So I said I was going to kind of try to stay in the vicinities where I'm at. I did make plans to visit someone because I did promise them that I was coming to see them. So, yeah, and then I got work. So, hey, y'all. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Thursday. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Thursday. I know it's been a lot going on these streets, but I've been bobbing and weaving, basically. I haven't been on that much, only because I was out of town with my family. So I was doing that, getting content. Then I have to edit a video, get y'all the second part of my renovation. And that's about it. But let me go ahead and dive in. Hi, Miss Lynn. How you doing? I didn't even see you down there. My thing are not moving. But welcome in, Miss Lynn. Miss Lynn, have you been doing your positive affirmations? Huh? Okay. Do a positive affirmation. Y'all just don't know how it would change y'all day if y'all do a positive affirmation. Nothing wrong with doing a positive affirmation. Yeah. But with that being said, let me get into the topic. Strength over struggles. That can be a broad range of a multitude of things. Your strength over your struggles. Which one are you choosing? Congratulations, boy or girl? Boy or girl, grandbaby. They wouldn't have. Let's see. Girl, congratulations. That is so wonderful. Yes, babies. My grandkids is teenagers, girl. I don't think my daughter having nothing no time soon, and the other one just refused, right? But they are such a joy because you get to spoil them and send them back home, right? So I love the grandkids because you could always spoil them and send them back home, right? But my topic, strength over struggles, y'all. Which one are you choosing? Are you choosing to rally with your struggles? Or are you choosing to rally with your strength? Let me tell you something about living. Life has its way of pushing you to certain limits. It does. Life has its way of pushing you to limits that you didn't even know that you had. So now you have to do the flight or fight type of situations. And sometimes it can be a struggle. It could be a struggle with you trying to maintain your day to day because sometimes you really are unaware of things that's going to pop up at you, things that will happen. Some stuff is unexpected, some things are expected, but you have to make sure that your mind is able to handle any task that you have for that day. And the way that you're going to do that is you have to stay focused. Yeah, TC, easier said than done, right? It is easier said than done. But however, if you want to live out your life healthier, mentally, physically, emotionally, you are going to have to stay focused and you would have to take the necessary steps to stay focused sometimes. That could be meaning writing in a journal, talking to a therapist, getting yourself together mentally to handle doing your positive affirmations. Everything is set up for you to succeed if you want to. I don't think the world is set up for you to fail. Now, with you failing, sometimes it can be your own tumble. It can be you basically tripping over your own self when I say that. Only because sometimes we block our blessings by doing what we feel like we want to do instead of listening to what we need to do, right? To get through that struggle. I'm just saying, sometimes you have to put yourself in a position to, I'm going to be better. You know what I'm saying? You have to put yourself in that mindset to where you're going to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be better. I'm going to make myself, even if I don't want to, sometimes we dread doing stuff, but sometimes it be for the better good of where you're trying to get to. I choose my strength over my struggle is because in order to handle the things that I need to handle on a day-to-day, because I handle a lot of stuff, I have to count on my strength. I have to count on sometimes being vulnerable to situations that I don't want to be vulnerable to because I am such a take charge type of person. I want to make sure that all my ducks are in a row. And if I don't do that, who will? That's the type of mentality I have. I know that I have to get out of that eventually. Yes, strength is definitely a priority, Miss Lynn. You have to make sure that, but you got to also make sure that you're balancing out, because sometimes I say that wrong. Sometimes you want to balance out what you have to do on a day-to-day. Sometimes when you do have unexpected stuff, You have no control over that. However, things that you have already planned for your day, you need to go ahead and categorize them as to what is your priority and what is not. And usually the priority things, you're going to have to put some strength behind them, right? You're going to have to put some strength and focus behind them in order to stay on track and do what you need to do as far as living, right? So you don't want to have certain situations to where my struggles or my strengths is not basically meeting up. You know, you're not meeting your expectations for your day because you're falling by the wayside. You're falling by the wayside as far as struggling to get things prioritized or to get things in order for your day. Sometimes we tend to lean on our struggles a lot. That's where the self-confidence go down. When we struggling, that's when mentally we are not prepared. When we're struggling, sometimes it is a fight or flight type of situation, and we don't want to deal with it right then. So we let the struggles take over what we need to be kind of doing instead of getting out of the struggle and leaning towards more of your strength, right? But we as people have to make sure that that doesn't happen. And it's always a different way to handle different situations. You get what I'm saying? You could always make yourself more aware of certain types of struggles. Sometimes you be thinking the struggle is a struggle, and it's really not a struggle. It could just be something that it can be miscommunicated to you. You get what I'm saying? It can be miscommunicated to you for you to think that it's a struggle, but it's really not a struggle. We tend to want to, every problem that we have or every situation we feel like we have to go through, we kind of put that in the struggle category when we really shouldn't. It's just a situation that you have to figure out and solve. It could be that. So everything is not always a struggle. But today I want people to start using their strength over their struggle. The reason I'm saying this is it's gonna bridge a gap for you and make you more aware and a better person for your life changes, for your life growth, for your mental health. It just helps out with a lot of situations. And because a lot of people, sometimes depression is a struggle. We have to think about the people who deal with depression, mental health. Dealing with mental health on a day-to-day basis is a struggle for some people, especially people who feel like they don't need medication and they just feel like they can just get themselves healed without it. I'm here to tell you sometimes the struggle of the mental health is it needs medicating. And I'm just talking from experience because I've had to deal with mental illness with my son for it's been 11 years. So I've just seen the progression of how it can escalate and elevate if he does not take his medicine, which he doesn't. Some people buck on the system. Some people feel like they don't need it. Some people feel like you're the one with the problem, not them. So I'm just categorizing that as one of the struggles in a day-to-day from a mental standpoint. You don't want to put yourself in a position to where you stay in a struggle to where you can't get out of the struggle, and it wears down on your health too. hmm It can make your health a little off kiltered, just a tad bit, because you're not putting your focus on what needs to be done to make your strengths more in the forefront, because you're struggling with that mental issue and you're letting that struggle dictate how you move. You don't really have time for your strengths. Now, another thing you can look at is, what are your strengths? What are you strong at? Like, what are you definitely strong at? I know that I'm a hustler by nature. So that is one of my strongest skill sets. Like, I'm going to hustle. I'm just a hustler by nature. So I'm a daredevil too, though. That can be, oof. It can work out both ways. You know what I'm saying? You can feel like it's a gift and a curse, or you can feel like it's a gift, but it can be a curse too. But I'm just a daredevil. Like, I'm gonna try something, even though my better judgment says, yeah, don't try that. You know what I'm saying? Don't linger over in that area. Just stay clear. Right? But you have to recognize what your strengths are too. Hey, Miss Sonia, thank y'all for coming in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I don't care if it's one person in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button to get me thrown into this algorithm they call an algorithm. Okay. But recognize your strength. Know what your strengths are. Also know what your weaknesses is, because the weaknesses will have you, hey, mom of three, how you doing, sugar wooker? But realize what your strengths are and your weaknesses, because your weaknesses will, once you realize what your weaknesses are, you can kind of move those and make them out of a strength. Like, just say, for instance, I would say my weakness is chocolate, right? I like chocolate. I love chocolate. So I have to make sure that I'm strong enough not to eat chocolate all dang on day, right? So I have to put plans in place to help me with that. I know what my strengths are, and my strengths are self-control. I've worked on that a lot because I didn't have it. And those was one of my things that I just thought I would never get a grasp of, and that's self-control. People, we have to have self-control, or we're gonna be out here spiraling for no reason. If we don't have self-control, sometimes we can get something and we overreact to it because we don't have self-control. It can lead bad. So you have to realize what your strengths and your weaknesses are in order for you not to get caught up in a struggle, right? Um, like I said, I'd rather choose strength. And who wants to choose struggle? Like, I don't think people would choose to struggle because they love horning in on what their strengths are. But check this. Let me use struggles in a different type of way. Sometimes we do things from ground up, right? We create things, we might make things. I may start a project and it's a struggle for me to finish the project, right? But however, because of me struggling, I have to realize what my strengths is to get that done. I have to realize what my strengths are to get that struggle done. And that's all we have to realize, people. Never let your struggles outweigh your strengths. You use your strengths to conquer your struggles. And that's about it. You have to make sure that you're doing things according to how you plan on operating moving forward. Nothing wrong with that, y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming in here. I want y'all to hit that like button. I went live early It was for 2:15, but I have a meeting at 2 with the customer. And I don't know how long it's going to be on here because I had it scheduled for 2:15, but I don't know how long I'm going to be in this meeting, right? But I just wanted to give y'all something to kind of, let me think about that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what I need to be doing and let me think about that. But strengths over struggles. I always know that with your strengths, you can always conquer your struggles. I don't care if it's a money struggle, financial struggle, if it's you dealing with food, you know what I'm saying? That could be a struggle. Health wise, your weight can be a struggle. You taking in certain energies could be a struggle. Like you don't want to connect yourself with too many struggles to where you forget about your strengths either. You want to realize what your strengths are and make a conscious decision to use your strengths to conquer your struggles. And that's real. And I think that's all I had. It is 5:53. I told you I wasn't going to be on that long. If y'all need me to come back, let me know. Let me know, and I'll do a night live. And then this night live would be an adult conversation. I'll schedule some that's kind of, in between, the time or whatever, a little late night conversation. But just let me know and I'll schedule some stuff and I'll just go live and we can just talk about some adult conversations. Thank you, Miss Sonia. I appreciate that. Y'all also know if y'all want to donate to this channel, you can. My Cash App is pinned on the screen. Or you could just hit my like button. If you have not subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It ain't gonna cost you neither nor with those two. Neither nor. You can hit the like button, you can hit the subscribe button, and guess what? It ain't gonna cost you 0 cents. 0. But yeah, I just wanted to tap in with y'all because I know I've been going and do one on Monday because I was still out of town. But I said I was going to come Monday and Wednesdays and bring y'all a little positive word so y'all can kind of balance out y'all day. I just want to do these for my people who are trying to have a different outlook on how they move in life. Positively, not negatively. I mean, I could go negative, but why? What is that going to prove, right? But just know, never let your struggles outweigh your strengths. Always take a hold of your strengths. Never let nobody talk you into giving up your strengths or not believing that you don't have them because you dang sure got strengths. Just horn in on it. Horn in on them strengths and make them happen for you. That's all I want to say. I appreciate y'all coming in here. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Your girl is out. And she will be going live later. I don't know about today, but maybe Monday. But I'll have it set up. Okay. Okay, y'all. Peace.